You are riding along with Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. And what if you're riding along and you notice your fuel mileage isn't as good as it used to be? Well, especially if your vehicle's a few years old, you might have an issue. What could the problem be, Adam?
Thanks, Dave. So actually one thing that's generally overlooked on a common tune-up is your oxygen sensor. And so over time, the sensors deteriorate, get contaminated, and ultimately affect performance and fuel economy.
And that can get worse and worse. How am I going to know that I've got a bad oxygen sensor?
Well, as I said, so not always will the check engine light come on right away, but you will notice maybe you're getting worse fuel mileage. You don't really notice the pep that your vehicle had at one point, or sometimes you may even notice a smell coming from the exhaust, and that's all indicators of a bad oxygen sensor.
So I could drive around and get crummy fuel mileage,
Right.
or I can make a quick change, and that's going to save me a lot of money in the long run.
Exactly. Actually, so with the cost of just replacing an O2 sensor on a normal tune-up, could pay for itself over the lifetime of the sensor from increased fuel economy.
Well, let's talk about sensors here. You brought some in here from Walker Products. How do the sensors from Walker compare to what I would have on my original vehicle?
So Walker Products O2 sensors are actually designed to be exact OE replacements for fit, form, and function.
So what have you done to make sure the fit is like it should be?
So we designed them to be just exact like the OE. So they have dual OEM shield design, rolled threads for easier installation.
Okay, so you're not going to cross thread there. Instead of the real sharp edges on the threads, it's rolled?
Exactly.
Okay.
OE connector and exact wire length, so you're not going to end up with extra wire length that has to be zip tied or tied up somewhere along the underside of the vehicle.
And this is not like a universal thing. This is specifically made for your vehicle.
Right, so exactly what you would take off the vehicle is exactly what's going to go back on.
That's perfect. Now let's talk about the installation. What's that process like?
So the installation is actually pretty simple. Some basic steps. So you would first locate the faulty O2 sensor, whether it's from an OBD2 scanner, so it'll tell you whether it's upstream, downstream, bank 1, bank 2, that's left and right. Disconnect the battery, lift and securely support the vehicle, unplug the O2 sensor from the vehicle harness, remove any clips or cable ties that may be securing it to the frame, and then simply just unthread it from the exhaust. You can even use one of the Walker Products specialty wrenches. When installing the new sensor, you would apply anti-seize to the threads so that it doesn't seize. Install by hand and then torque to 26 foot-pounds.
With any of these, it's 26 foot-pounds?
Yep.
Is that the same as it would be with the OE as well?
Correct. And so that torque rating actually is what's designed for the crush washer to seat properly, so there's no exhaust leaks.
Putting the new one in, you just reverse the process from taking the old one in.
Exactly, and especially since these are going to be exact like the OE, super simple.
Well, if you're noticing bad fuel economy in your vehicle, it's probably the O2 sensor. You can check out these and other engine management sensors at walkerproducts.com.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
If you haven't seen it, you're going to love our sister show. It's called Tech Garage. It's on Saturday mornings on Motor Trend. I co-host it with John Gardner. Now, he's a master technician. He is also a college professor, and that's where he gets to use the Magic Creeper, and he says his guys love it.
Well, Dave is an instructor at Chipola College. We don't have the luxury of a bunch of lifts. We have one here, but we have 25 students. And think about that for a minute. We have a class called Introduction, and a lot of that's just vehicle inspections. And with the ride height on vehicles today, creepers just don't work. So we get a bunch of Magic Creepers. We can put lessons together with different lesson plans and have 5, 10, 15 students relatively inexpensively just bam, get under the car, do the visual inspections, identify parts, come out, roll it up. The next student has it. We've had them for years. They work great because we have asphalt. Sometimes we have to put them in the grass. I mean, we're backed up. We don't have a problem rolling it. But creeper, number one, can't get under the car. And number two, on the surfaces, especially with the asphalt, it doesn't work very well. We're down here in Florida. It's so hot. Half the time the wheels are sinking down in the asphalt. That's how hot it is. But no, this is no problem. It gets under the cars, whether it's grass, whether it's cobblestone. We have rocks on our driveway, and we have some concrete surfaces. It doesn't make a difference.
How easy is the Creeper to clean once you go through all this with the students?
The Magic Creeper's super easy to clean. We got 25 students, you know, it's like having 25 kids. They're not going to clean it. We've had some traditional creepers, and we use them in the weather. The wheels all rust. Some of them are wood, they rot and break. This one, we just wipe it off, roll it up, put it away. Sometimes they don't roll it up, they just hang it up. The next guy gets it out, they just dust it off. I mean, we got tools falling. These kids, they can't even puncture it. I mean, super durable.
Don't miss Tech Garage on Saturday mornings. And do not miss the conclusion of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, because when we come back, a really cool classic Corvette you are going to dig.